Imagination. Imagination.
It's not. It's for pansies.
Hey.
The man from Hjelmdal is way more awesome.
Well, maybe. Look at the back.
A blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind Isolas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets,
I don't even know how they
boring
work.
Technological widgets. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?
Yes, we're ready.
Exactly. That's the spirit.
Fuck yeah.
All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice.
Well, that's the good thing about D&D. You only need one person that's a fucking super nerd about it to be the DM. The rest of us, we don't really have to know much of anything.
In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Don't forget heated arguments escalate into physical confrontation with your friends.
What? That has never happened twice.
And most importantly, never forget to rage quit if the dice don't go your way.
Too real.
You pry open the box. Inside, you find a folded up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine.
Oh, hey, figurine to offer. Look at the map.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes, and seas, also with odd names.
What about mountains?
It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
Look at the booklet.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tweog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
I will read about the Welkin.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair.
All right, Mertorial.
And pointy ears.
I love you, lurkers.
They're known for being powerful magic
Lurk away.
users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling
Lawrence
experimental,
Welkin.
a basic Welkin will always do.
That's an obscure reference. Read about the Dweeger.
A grand race
Dweger.
of industrious
Dweger?
mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers.
They remind me of something.
The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill
Trolls?
Tweog,
Probably trolls.
Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog.
Oh, definitely trolls. What about humans?
They're just humans.
Ah!
What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
What about the fairy folk?
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies.
What about the pygmies?
The least popular of the Wirral races.
Oh,
the
poor
pygmies
gnomes.
Are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies
Poor
live
gnomes and
in small
halflings.
villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings.
Oh,
They
that
spend
means
most
comfort,
of their days
though.
tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the pygmies.
Look at the die.
It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs. You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy.
I will take the die.
You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
Look at the figurine.
You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
You watched so much Lawrence Welk growing up. Architecture, when Fred Armisen I love those bits. Those bits with Kristen Wiig. When she has those baby hands. Fuck. Tears of laughter. Like, fine, I put a cat in the oven and I put mustard on it. Is that bad? It's like, with my husband, with my boyfriend, with me by myself. Such a good bit.
Interesting. A communard.
A what?
A communard. One of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution.
What's interesting about that?
The figurine is not a part of the real game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Maybe someone should make a game about... Oh, I did. Yeah, we know. I know. Does it mean we can't play?
I have a feeling the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
Or no thought. Take the figurine.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it. A colorful box with the title, Wirral, in
Okay. This basic 24-sided role-playing dice can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of East 70 snakewood and embellished with plant motifs. It reminds you of Plain and Hill Welkins. Note, look at the map tab in the journal to see which white checks have opened. Oh, that's right, dice open white checks. But I don't think I have many left. I don't. Yeah. No new white checks open. I don't have many left. Figurines are revolutionary. What a nice little figurine. A turn-of-the-century leftist revolutionary in ragged clothes. On his head lies a lopsided hat, seemingly an ushanka. In his hand carries a little musket. Okay. Oh. Can I... Oh, right, okay. Oh, shit. Shit's fucked up now.
Arno van Eyck.
Couldn't save it.
Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise. Van Eyck is an Oranese disc jockey, but those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a short stint and discarded part of the song he was working on. Just threw it away. And then it ended up in the Hawthorn tree. But why? Did he think it was retrograde? It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him, and he was frightened by it.
All Motoric's white checks unlocked. Reveals Arno van Eyck picture gig posters in the world. Well, like I said, I don't have many white checks left, so that was... Damn it. That's him, right? Isn't that one of them? Right there. You know, I haven't talked to this little girl in a while. Maybe she has new stuff to say.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Little girl helped my Dick Mullen book rip before I could get to the end. Do you know what happens?
Which book was it, sir?
Dick Mullen, The Mistaken Identity.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet. I wish I could help you.
You little shit! You're worthless to me! Forever! Okay. So I checked that. Checked that. I'm pretty sure I bought all the books in this place.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime.
Okay.
Shelves full of biographies of. This bookstore is not. Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of the north coast of to the east, Hudon. It's so small. No, this large map, Ozon, disintegrating. In the northeast, a dust mite you can. On lost little 850 million. The ocean breaks apart connections to other. You have little idea. Perhaps they are God.
Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah, she gave me this hat. That's fine. That's all well and good, but what has she done for me lately? Oh. What's this? Oh. There we can save. Okay, here we go.
Give up.
What?
You'll never find the answer.
Oh!
There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity here.
There's got to be a way to solve this.
There isn't.
What?
If only you had more time. More resources. Who knows what you could have come up with. Maybe if there had been more money and less speed.
Shut up!
Or more speed.
That's what I'm talking about, electrochemistry.
Or that, yes. Either way, you might have been able to come up with an answer, but not like this.
Man, what a disappointment. Oh. Oh, poster. Okay. There's the poster. Oh, a message has been carved on the wall. Trans Nation, Ake Nation. Oh. It didn't give me anything, though. No experience, no nothing.
Oh, sorry, officer. What do you want?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead man?
Everything, really. I probably knew him better than... You meant the teacup in the tree, didn't you? I don't know anything about him.
Teacup? Oh, because of the ceramic armor. Clever.
All right. Yep. Sunday friend along the coast. Oh, that's right. Let's go to the church. I got a figurine to offer that stained glass window, a new figurine. So maybe this is what it wants. I don't know, though. Man, I wish I could dance again.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and complex wax painting.
What?
And a single pane of glass. Why? That does seem to be a problem. I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone. The mother of humanism.
Well, God damn it! I have a different figurine to give her, though. No. All right.
Yes, what is it?
Have you seen anyone suspicious, say a woman named Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
Okay.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Yeah, no, my gun, the old lady, some crazy old lady has my gun, and she was waving it around somewhere, I can't remember, I don't remember.
A better deal! Yeah! Me
Yeah.
car!
I thought about the Scarlet Melody and came to the conclusion that Van Eyck has lived around here.
J'adore! God is close by, but maybe he doesn't have good enough ears. Let me turn it up so we can lure him here.
Goodbye.
Hey, man. It's good to
Okay,
get by,
nothing.
officer.
All right.
Yo, man. What's up?
Nope. Nothing new.
Hard cop.
Oh, no. Hold on, she has.
Hard cop.
Seen a redheaded woman around?
No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here.
Yeah.
I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
Teenagers skulking around. Gang members looking for a hole in the Union's defenses. Maybe Ruby too. But she wouldn't be able to tell from here.
No neighbors complain about the noise when you get the club going.
Exactly. It's our chance to turn the grim desolation into an overwhelmingly fun dance party.
I did complete that. I completed the quest. The, whatever thing. Whatever it was, I completed it. Yeah, I got it done. That was all potatoes. Oddly enough, the hole in the universe thing. That was just like fluff. That was side shit. Like, something that everybody should be concerned about, but the murder probably more important, but I don't know why. Okay. Oh, this right there. What is that? Poster. The fader remains a poster with a date 46, a name faintly legible, Arn van V. No experience or nothing for those. Okay. Also, the guy with his child is gone.
You see, once a slogan used to intertwine with...
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Okay. Maybe he's not there at night. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, no. Over here. Go on over here. Splitting the concrete here. A sewer? Oh.
Yes?
There's still one check that I haven't completed with good old Kim here. Convince him that there was a dark sexy mystery. All right, one more hour until we meet what's-her-face on the coast. Have I even been back here? Oh yeah, I remember the drawings.
A row of ghostly
visual
shades
calculus, yeah, the
facing a
guns.
crumbling wall,
Right, I remember this.
with
We did
another
this.
7 shades standing.
Who was in this
dead from-
execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind.
Yep, got it. All right. Oh, shit! There's a whole thing I didn't check. How did I not check? Oh, I didn't have a bag in my hand, probably. Yep, didn't have the bag in my hand. A door, a building, hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Well, each one of those is like 5 to 10 real, or 5 to 10 cents of a real. I get enough of those together, I can get myself some high quality booze. And the green dots help too, because they give me 10 cents every time. Oh, the buoy. Hey, there's the buoy. Hooray.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That over there must be the boy class you told us about. The
What
one
a
she
chronic
hid her
unit?
passport in. We should take a look.
Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies. You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Well, the shack, the floorboards of the shack, someone said it's quest lock, so I guess we'll open it when we open it.
There's something in there, splashing around.
I will sniff it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell.
Okay.
A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay. The water this side of the peninsula is cleaner. Actually, smells a little salty.
Open the buoy.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
What?
Well, damn.
We're like I said here, a little longer, we're floated away.
We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore.
No documents? Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
This is a minor quirk. We know it was in the buoy anyway.
Or think we do.
Yeah.
This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
It must have been Classia's enemies, which means she's in danger. Oh, here we go. Chad, what do we think? Think maybe it's related to cryptozoologists? And their little expedition. Maybe the cocaine skull is in there.
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Okay. Oh. Why did it say I had new shit when I don't have new shit? Okay. Well, that was... Okay, that's quest done. Okay. Oh, I have a new skill point here. Alright.
Hello, hello. What can I do for you, officer?
I'm looking for a suspect. Seen a woman with red hair seem to be on the run?
I'm afraid not, officer.
You liar!
I've been busy digging around in
Liar!
the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds, laying traps for it.
No, I saw him, but I left him here because I knew it was gonna. Wasn't in the mood to hear a long explanation. It was towards the end of the broadcast, and I was like, I'll come back to these guys. So this is me coming back to these guys. What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
So you're doing a prop hunt?
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
I want to catch the phasmid so I can jam my thumb up its butthole! What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex. But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
How big is it?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant.
Quite giant?
One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm.
How many takes did that get? Did that take you? So, why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
Typical rookie assumption.
Hey!
Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one?
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Right.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
Oh, okay.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Lena said there was a sighting here of it in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
I've heard that word before. Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce.
Ah, that's what it is, right.
Makes it easier for
asexual
a species
reproduction
to survive in adverse conditions.
That's pretty clever.
Yes. The Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena designed the traps?
Yes.
How they work?
Simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
What do we do if these traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you.
Okay.
The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you about something else.
Yes. What?
How do you become one of these
I've
guys?
just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
So you're living your childhood dream out here?
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real? I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
That's the definition of the word, right? Honestly. Being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do.
My methods do not differ from other scientists.
Fairly true.
I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No.
Damn
As
it.
I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid. Although I have come close. Close.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
So you've never discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered.
How long have you been at
and
this?
Not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name. Cryptid.
So many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemnee, which is 4,082 items long. About 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes. 2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven real?
Yes. The Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of primate, and a cave salamander from Hugo Graf, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Then the Insulindian phasmid will be the 3rd.
Indeed.
Indeed.
If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
Thanks for playing that.
Yes.
Now something else. Let's talk about specific cryptids.
Right. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists.
No rules,
so
just
I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught one.
A willow person. It's a long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals.
This is gonna be a lot of potatoes, guys, so buckle up.
Directly from trees.
Or it has been. Gonna continue to be potatoes.
They're very, very thin. Almost flat, in fact. And can camouflage themselves easily. Wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people walking around without knowing it?
You probably have.
How did you almost catch one?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paints. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Hey, if you like potatoes, use your Prime sub right now. If you like all the potatoes this game has to offer, show your support by throwing a Prime sub at the stream. Or gifted subs, you know.
After
potato
waiting
love.
And hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees.
Hey, there you go.
Lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
Wood Lefroig, thank you for the 19 months. And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant.
What's a knit?
You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
A lavender shadow.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
Or a trick of the light?
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
I know about kind green ape. Look, I even have a kind green ape pen.
I see you've been talking about cryptids with Lena. The kind green ape is one of her favourites.
A warm wave passes him. Of course, the kind green ape is her favorite, he thinks.
We travelled to South Safra to look for it once. Gary and I got stuck in a
30 minutes.
rainstorm, though, and had to spend
But
most of
4
our
hour
time
window,
there
so
in a
plenty of
little
time.
village. The search was fabulously unsuccessful.
Fabulously
The
unsuccessful.
people were very nice. I'm glad they didn't understand what Gary was saying about them.
What? South Safra? They're just on a different rung of the ladder, Morel. I had no problem with them.
God, this guy sounds like one of my voices.
Really? You kept complaining about how dirty
What?
everything is, but we digress.
South Africa?
They're a nascent culture. I just didn't feel comfortable. And let's change the topic, okay? Talk about your critters. Or whatever.
I know about the most dangerous cryptid, the gnome of Jeroma.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
I can try to guess.
Believe me, you won't guess it. You either know or you don't.
Oh. Okay.
The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known colloquially as the dread moose.
Get out of here.
No, but we're not get out of anywhere.
God damn it.
The dread moose is a widely reported cryptid from Arda. It subsists entirely on flesh, and has even been known to dig up fresh graves in search of sustenance.
Hold on, does it also attack people?
Human remains have been found deep in the forest, torn apart, then trampled into the mulch by large hooves. Infer from that what you will.
Okay, but what does the dread moose look like?
Just like an ordinary Arden moose.
Then how can you tell if it's the ordinary or dread kind?
You can't. That's what makes it so dreadful and hard to identify.
I'm 100% behind the dread moose. I utterly believe it exists.
Of course you do.
The bodies found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence. There's more. Sightings in Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But, of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of.
Ever seen the Flathead Lake Monster? I never even heard of it, but so no.
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Understood, Lieutenant.
I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of Coconur.
That's impressive, I guess. Have you seen it with your own eyes?
No.
Of course you haven't.
Have you seen it?
I haven't had a chance to travel to Coconur. No. And I likely never will. The Samarskilt
Yeah, I can't
desert
imagine this
region
job
has been
pays very
embroiled
well.
in a small civil war for the last 8 years. I fear this mindless barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely. Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare recently, while they once used to be constant.
It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring before. He was just being defensive.
I know about Cryobacter catlensis.
Oh, everyone knows about that one.
Oh yeah, right.
Thanks
That's
to
old hat.
Professor Mijanu being the talk of the town for a time. Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok.
What's that?
A flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine Isles.
Jesus
Its long
Christ.
legs permit the Nong-Ok to run faster than any other avian. Perhaps any other animal. Who knows?
Not that I'm complaining, but this game is what happens when you get like 5 dungeon masters together and just give them a section of lore to come up with. They're like, oh, my section is gonna be the most colorful and wordy.
When it's not hunting
gonna
its
be great.
prey in its manner, the ock hangs from tree branches, like a bat, waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor. Mijanu liked extreme animals, you see. One of the few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared.
When did she disappear?
Oh, decades ago. In the 30s. I didn't know her personally, of course. The chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
Just tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offense, officer.
Oh.
But I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories. Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
This is a gruff man who's been ridiculed too many times to feel comfortable talking about what's dearest to his heart. It's in his shoulders. His face is everything.
All right, let's change the subject.
By all means.
It's time to return to your woman, Morel.
By woman.
Woman.
You mean my wife?
Yeah, your wife.
I will return to her. I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days.
Oh, I haven't even talked to you.
It's time to go back.
Wait, I gotta talk to you first.
And leave the traps?
Damn it.
Absolutely not.
Oh, good, okay.
I won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Wait, is that a real thing?
What?
This kimono's not real good at covering stuff.
Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
I don't know if Phasmid's so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
She's seen it?
She sighted the Phasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes. That's how we first came to know one another,
Oh, she used it to break the ice.
That's her story to tell.
Yeah.
Not mine.
People lie to get laid, so,
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Maybe you can go back after the whirling warm-up, come back, check traps later?
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What do we check the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Well, I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked.
Caught the bug, I see.
Yeah.
It's easier to get caught up in the search than you'd imagine.
My partner was joking.
What?
We
Shut
were in
up, I
search
was
of
not.
our own.
I love
It
this
wouldn't
shit.
hurt to check the reeds while we were at it. I assume that's what we'll be doing.
Oh yes, officer. Very much so. The traps are all in the reeds. That is where we expect the Phasmid to prowl.
Where are the traps?
There are 4 in total.
Okay.
One is to the south, on this little peninsula. By the boathouses there.
Okay.
It's very near.
Behind the boathouse? Is that where you will show me your dark secret?
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there. On your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
Alright. Just to save me from having to look in my fucking notebook. So... South Peninsula. Behind the boathouse. That one, Land's End. North. And Sand Dune. Church. Okay.
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it.
Okay.
This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
What do I do? There's a Phasmin.
Bring it to me at once.
All right, that's
Make
makes
sure the trap
total
is
sense,
closed
actually.
tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the Phasmin in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Okay. Is it just your jizz? You like the Possum King reference there, Toaster? Yeah.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Yeah, there's 4 hours, Torn Wings. 2200 to 2. We got 4-hour window, so we'll be fine. All right. Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute. Okay. Lay it on me thick. Oh, God. Should have worn this on my date. A double helping is the other armpit, and then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop.
Shit, I paid that much for my
expect
shoes!
You to understand self-financing one's own research.
Alrighty, let's get to it.
Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detail, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help.
Yep.
Gary and I will start breaking down camp.
All right, Gary.
If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask.
All right.
We'll be gone once you get to it.
What about his eager-to-leave friend Gary there?
Yeah.
Talk to him too, perhaps.
I will. Thank you. Let me get this done first. I have a thought.
Date of birth generator.
All right, what do we get? How old we are and nothing else.
You were born in the year 07. In the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your
I am pretty
face,
close
but
in age.
beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
Okay. Right on. So, difficulty of all physique passives go down by 1, so like conversational passives. Okay.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you
I'm
to help us
Gary.
out, officer.
You sound like a Gary.
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Jesus Christ!
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
Yo, Buck Naked Cook with the 52 months, and then Chris Menace with the 30. Thank you, guys.
Yellow Man. That sounds awfully familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
This is the mug guy. Do I still have that fucking mug?
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates? This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Okay. I am neither of those things, I can assure you. I'm by the books, clean as a whistle, officer of the law. Not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion, but someone has to stay strong for Revachol.
Revachol. Do you even like this place?
He pronounces Revachol with a hard K.
Okay.
Unlike other people.
There it is. Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
Well... Yo! MMO's gifted a sub to Boom Shakalaka Motherfucker! Boom Shakalaka Motherfucker!
Hail, Berserker! His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
Yep. Well, you can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
So this is the guy that we wanted, that Everard wanted us to leave his door open. God, it's been so many text blocks ago. I can't remember why. Chad, what was his involvement with Everard? Did he tell us? I don't remember. He's the weasel. Okay. That's it. That's all he said. Okay. He was talking too much shit. Okay. All right. Just admit it, man. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did.
Good.
I know I shouldn't have.
How did you get access to it?
You're not going to find me, are you?
Well, what do we say, Chad? Do we find him, and how much, if so? But he has access to the trash container then, right? Maybe. And that means he might have done something with the clothes. Oh, we're just gonna go try to break the bank, huh? I am. We're about to find slip for 250 real, the maximum.
Oh God, 250? How am I gonna pay that? Okay, I'll work harder. I'll pay it off. I promise.
It's, in a way, admirable how quickly he composes himself after such a blow. This man digs authority, even when it's bullying him.
And I'll never do it again.
There's no way he's gonna give me that.
I don't know what got into me, really.
He doesn't have it on him.
Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
That was great. What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go.
Law!
Start pumping that sweet info.
How'd you get it in the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal.
There we go.
He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get in the trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling rags, in that trash container?
Officer, please.
Come on.
Let me explain.
What?
It's not like that.
Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged.
That's one of the longest missions I've had.
Stripped naked.
Or one of the first missions
All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Yes, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I heard when you moved.
Really? There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay. The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes.
Yeah?
Of course.
What?
I know he was wearing armor.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about it.
I'm gonna fuck you 12 ways from Sunday and then arrest you. Tell me!
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
What sound? I haven't the slightest.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
There's
about.
lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way.
Wait, does this mean you've been in his apartment on Everart's behalf? That was his colonial mug collection. Perhaps
I know.
this will soften him up further.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway.
Did you say Revocol?
I like to pronounce it the hard way.
Oh, God.
The old way.
No.
The Vespertine way.
Ugh, fuck.
He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake.
Oh, that would have given me 10 XP right there.
Garbage. You're a true patriot, and you know how it's said. The Seren way. The fine way. With an elegant s.
You know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling rags?
I told you everything I know, sir.
Do you?
I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
He's not feeling too comfortable in his own skin. Odd, I'd say. Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Go fuck yourself.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
10 XP, we got 100 reals, minutes for frail body, and phones. Yeah, I know. Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
The next ray, yep. Yes, our lucky racist!
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Well, what do we say, Chad? What do we say to this guy? Thank you, Ty McCullough, thank you for the 4 months. Why are you more likely to get burned by a gas grill? Because it's propane. No. Lieutenant is a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
I love these assholes. Like, these are the assholes who ask, like, Asian people, like, where are you from? San Francisco? Where are you really from? I hate those people. So Gary, you live nearby in an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
All right, where is it going, guys? What do we say to him? Nuclear option. All right. Have you found your door open lately?
In my home? Yes.
Oh.
When I was going to... How did you know?
Oh, well. Maybe I'll tell you and maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep it a secret. Maybe I'll just fucking blurt it out. We'll see what Chad thinks. Oh, we'll keep it to ourselves. All right. Nothing. Just wanted to ask if your door's been unlocked lately. Now I have.
Is this about the Union? Did the big man open the door?
Well. No, I did, per his request. Don't worry. I didn't go in. The second one's a lie. Where are you from, Zeke? Born and raised in Billings, Montana. My heritage, apparently, is just European. Just really boring European. Nothing funny or special. No, I did, per his request.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
I am the muscle. I am the brute squad.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Well, try not to shit yourself, Gary. It's just an open door.
What could it be about? I probably talked too loud. In the whirling. About some theories I had. Whatever it is, I'm done with it. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay?
Okay.
I'll try to help if I can.
Okay.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
Achievement. Good as something good, cops.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
All right. 92%. So we gotta avoid a 2 or a 3. Let's go.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the
Oh, my finger guns aren't out.
Barely keeping that thing together.
I forgot.
As if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Oh, he's wearing the fucking chest armor. Something worn underneath?
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other.
Yep, there it is.
Resembling pearls or marbles. Stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
Of course. Okay.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
Yes, he does. Don't look over here.
No, you've got explaining to do.
You got some explaining to do. Well, why'd you really put the clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here.
Yep, I got the gloves, the boots, and now the chest. The only thing I'm missing is a helmet.
Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him.
It's pronounced
It was early in
queer-ass.
the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not trying to flatter anyone.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. CLI officers commanded the suzerain's navy. most of them sided with the king when...
They were thoroughly conservative men, he realizes suddenly.
Why'd you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak.
Mm-hmm.
I should have told you the moment I saw you.
But...
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Who gets a timeout? Now, why are we putting you in timeout? Tell me. Alright, do you know who killed the hangman? Well, no, give me that armor now.
He sighs again.
Take it to me. Give it to me.
Hangs his head and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Do you know who killed the hangman?
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
Good job.
This is all he knows.
Are we done here, Gary?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I will never do anything like this again.
Good job.
I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word.
Thank you for your cooperation. All right. Let's take a look at that chest. Yeah, there we go. Pain threshold and volition go up 1. Empathy goes down by 1. This vitreous enamel cuirass fits snugly and redistributes kinetic energy across its countless white plates. Amazingly, it fits under your coat. And it also makes pretty porcelain sounds when shaken. Okay. Alright. So that's it for Gary. Now, we have to go to the coast. Whatever that means. Okay, so that's a dead end. Back it up.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Hey, Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
Not in there.
I hope not.
Oh!
There's no echo and no answer.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll hard say before I talk to anybody. What the fuck? Well, I found her. There was a lot of bug fixes today, so hopefully this is one of them. But they had a big patch today.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The Asian woman in her mounted police paraphernalia mumbles to herself, then notices and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands.
Oh man, look at them titties.
Now.
Look at them
Show
milk,
me your hands.
them fucking
Right
milk sacks.
now.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Yeah, that's my gun right there.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
What do we do, guys? What do we do? Help me out, what do we do, guys? Oh, I didn't realize, like, having the flashlight in my hand actually, like, gives me a new dialogue option. Okay. Easy, ma'am. Take it easy.
failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. Officer, under duress! Officer, under duress!
Hold on. Before we do this, seeing the flashlight had an option was cool, but I want to see if these guys have a different option. There we go. Oh, wait. I don't have any gloves on. Let me put my, my interfacing gloves on. There we go. Okay.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Show me your...
Scavenged. Her hand is trembling.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Okay, so you guys said, easy, ma'am. Take it easy. This is the option you picked last time. Actually, you know what? We'll give you another pick. Since there was options, there are not options on here anymore. Oh, totally different. All right. Raise your hands.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket.
Fear under threat! Fear under threat! Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground!
What do I say? I wouldn't take anything in my pocket. Man, we just want to talk to you. Ma'am, we just want to talk to you.
Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
I like to keep some things under my foreskin. I'm not gonna lie. She's right about that.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening. As long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
The situation looks bad. Calm yourself. Steady your breathing. This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
Good chance for that one. All right. We can solve this peacefully. Well, actually, you know what? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. We'll let you guys have the fun with this little encounter here. Oh, so we're doing it? We're doing it right now? All right, we'll do it right now. So 6, 7. So we need a 6 or better. 6 or higher. Here we go.
All right, here's how we do it. As soon as that gun isn't pointed at you again, you dash right. Then immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel. Right one breaks the wrist. A drop of sweat runs down your nose, and in it you see the Martinez Inlet, wrapped in the night. In the abandoned fish market, 3 figures standing in a spectacular light show. A large, loud woman is pointing an empty firearm at the other 2. She doesn't want to listen, or even to be heard.
Okay. All right. What do we say to her? What do we say to her, guys? Oh, did I not do it? I thought I did it. Oh. Oh, this choice? Look at that. It flashes red. You guys can't help me with this, huh? Oh. Interesting. All right. 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Ma'am, the weapon you're holding is mine, and I know it has no bullets.
What?
She looks at the weapon in disbelief. Her eyes suddenly red as she looks down the barrel and squeezes the trigger. Well.
This isn't police issue.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this?
Oh, wasn't I shooting it? I know he's waving around, but I probably shot it a few times and emptied the clip or the magazine. Maybe.
Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
Pick it up!
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
I was sure she was dead there. Because the weight and the ... I was like, wait, boom, done. I was like, I would have bet you $1 million.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
All right.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Why was she like this in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness.
Yeah. Degenerative disease.
Could be.
Yeah.
Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do with her?
Should we just arrest her? That's the only answer.
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
All right, well. What do you think, Chad? Really hoping I can give her one of the stage slips. Titus sounds like the man for the job. I don't want to endorse Hardy Boy's inflated sense of self-worth. I think we just leave her like this. She'll be fine. Yeah, Titus sounds like the man for the job.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
She mutters. It seems like a reflex, half-remembered sentence.
She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Okay. So, my gun, a Villiers 9mm pepper box pistol, 3-shot revolving barrel Villiers LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn and engraving on the side reads, Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it.
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
Maybe, probably, you know me.
It's your hat.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
All right. Oh, yeah. It gives me +1. Oh, I love it. The cap is sturdy and comfortable and seems to retain its form very well. It fits you perfectly. The inside of it smells like cheap tobacco and typewriter ink. Feels familiar somehow. Perhaps it's too is yours? Though how the pigs got it is a mystery. Really? Probably fished it out of the fucking ocean.
The woman stands slumped. Is one of those...
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, get your feet on the ground. Is this the outfit Disco Elysium stream? I don't know, maybe. So, oh, there was something else on the coast, wasn't there? The traps, I know. Oh, I gotta take the jacket back to what's-his-face. I really don't want to, though, because I have the whole fallen... I have the fallen get-up, unless I'm missing an undershirt. Oh, which, you know, I'm gonna check and see the headless guy at midnight. That's about Ruby in the village. Oh, check the boardwalk for bullet traces. Now, is that... Is this the boardwalk? What the fuck is the boardwalk? I don't know what they mean by the boardwalk. Like, where that guy died, maybe? Where I found the corpse? Oh, here's something.
There's a trap in the reeds.
Oh, that's a trap.
Feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh. The reeds sway in the coastal breeze. They seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions.
Okay.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens get some fresh air.
I meant no offense. Just...
What? Dick. Shut up. Oh.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot?
Yeah, the tower.
Just some urban detritus.
That's where I'm going.
A bottle and a dilapidated old comms tower.
And the light is on.
In the distance, you
oddly
can hear
enough.
the breakers roar.
Oh, it's the flash. That's the flash I got. It's the fucking whirling tower. When I was talking to the lady, you can see there's a direct line of sight because it reflects off the fucking window or whatever when I was talking to what's-her-face, the dancer. So we know there's a direct line of sight because of the light that shines from this tower.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there, in the whirling in rags.
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took a shot there?
It's not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator.
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out biddable prime, was it?
What about cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere.
Sorry, were you
This is a
choking
common
when you were
brand
talking just
for
now?
women.
I didn't catch any of that. Look over the water of the whirling rags.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on. Glazia must be in there. Looks like she kept her promise not to go out at night anymore. Such a good girl, you think.
So it is a lighthouse and not just a tower. Okay. Man, this thing is laid out so fucking sloppily. Barely know how to get around. Kim! Wait up, Kim! Oh, God. Stop running so fast, Kim! Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. Oh, God. Wait. Yeah, I have to go through this and get over here. Go!
There's some tear. An empty...
Okay. Hold on. Got it. Yeah, right. The boardwalk. Right. Okay. Seems like that's where I am. Maybe not. Okay. There's a door right there, up there. I can see the door. Okay.
This is the trap Morel just set.
Oh.
Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But the reeds hiss and It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. This trap is also full of...
Another empty trap.
Alright. The next one's gonna be lucky, I know it.
Yep. The next one has a crab trapped in it. These are just crab traps, you do realize.
Shut up. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, that seems like the fucking boardwalk. I don't know what else they want from me, goddammit. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, there's a big boat. What's that all about?
I see you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around.
Yo!
Like
3
some
stripes
kind
for
of
Tapped Out
cross-country
Warrior,
law
12
official.
months. Thank you so much for the support. Enjoy those 3 stripes, baby. I still have a case to solve.
Hi.
Right.
I guess you do.
Oh, okay.
What's on your mind? Oh?
Looking for a suspect. Might have stayed the night in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently. She might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time.
Yeah, that's...
Got to make the most of the
fisherman
calm.
hours, right.
I've been sleeping like a corpse after.
Mm-hmm.
The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else.
Nah.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
All right, I'm leaving. Who? Oh, wait, is that Evelyn?
I'll just
Or
keep the
Joyce, I
Ford
mean, yeah.
Alici in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
Oh, hello.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way.
Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to appear any day.
All right.
Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Jetty, jetty.
Oh, jetty. It's good to see you here, detectives. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
How do you like it here?
How do I like it?
That's what I just said.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name, all the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Sort of.
All right.
Yeah.
Politics time. Let's react. Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
All right, what do we say? What do we say to her, chat? First time after we talked to Everard. You're in no danger. The working class have no idea what's happening to them.
That they don't.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
The fishing village?
No. They're in Celindian, Isola.
No, you haven't told me.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Oblivion. That's so me.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me something else then.
Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism.
Oh.
How can I help you at this juncture?
Hold on. I don't think you have any checks left for me, right? Dancer, tell me I'm keeping sleep dog. No. Okay, you don't. Hold on.
You're back.
Oh, wait, no.
Good. What can I help you with?
Wait, how do I... Oh, no. Did I miss my opportunity to talk to her about that shit?
She's not even asking.
Oh, here we go.
Anything. It's so easy to just say.
Here's the new shit. Man, this whole thing is a takeover.
A takeover?
Yeah. It's a strike. You aren't being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The union is taking the terminal. Or he's told me in his own words he's taking it. He'll also be using the drug trade to finance the harbor.
Taking it?
Mm-hmm.
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot.
Then we're talking about a war. Everard needs to let me into the harbor
Yep.
at once. We need to talk about this.
He's ready for war. They all are.
They most certainly are not.
Oh.
Crenell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries.
Yeah.
They also have the support of the people of Revachol West.
Yeah.
It will take more than Crenell to wipe them out.
That's for
While
sure.
Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
First, will this affect your decision-making process?
Everything affects the decision-making process, Detective.
That's true.
Officer?
Looking to conveys uncertainty. He doesn't even sound angry. Well. Alright. What do we say, Chad? It's not the RCM's job. The workers should have the harbor. Cut out the snake's head. It's a bluff. Bring in everything you have. Wipe them out. It's the apocalypse o'clock. Time to commence loaming. I wish there was a disco option. Wow. Alright. Cut off the snake's head. Everard's pushing all this.
Like the previous leaders of the Union were assassinated. I suspect by Everard and Edgar themselves. I admit there's some poetry in the idea, and like poetry, it's also useless. There would still be Edgar. They factored it in. The Union is them, and they are Martinez.
What are you gonna do?
What will I do?
Her arms fall to her sides. Her spine relaxes.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown.
You said you would one day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years.
Why?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
8, is that a normal number?
It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry, the 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put my hand in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, "Lancielinde, Lancielinde," the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer.
Jesus.
The freckled face of God.
Well, let's fucking set up a hotel!
Après la vie, la mort. Après la mort, la vie encore. Après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde encore. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Elysium. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's Counsellor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Great Skua was the first bird they saw?
The first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, Detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Or it for me. I broke one.
In your defense, it is a nasty creature who plucks food from the throats of lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol, it is also magnificent and rare. Imagine the suzerain of seagulls.
Leaving us here.
On Caillou. The Pebble. The largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later,
this is the last break we got.
The nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us. All in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there. Wipe out indigenous populations. Gunboat economies. Or they came to do the same for us. Or had done to each other. But here, there was no one but the Skua, the Liliat Seya, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain.
What happened?
Revolution. Poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And the mercurial rise of capitalism.
Hey, it's raining.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
Right.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol.
What will you do?
I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
Is that within your means?
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen.
Shakes the end in her rain. Rain slick hand starts untying the knot.
The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
Okay, decent shot at that one. You're going now?
Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
All right. Well, if you guys want to give me a point in intellect, now's the time. Now's a good time to give me a point in intellect. Get my rhetoric up. We can't change my clothes or anything, but make the chance a little bit better. We could fail it too. All right, 83%. So 5. We got to get a 5 or higher. She generally avoids the term with her employers.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
You are the Wild Pines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
What? Of course I have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
I'm a goddamn loose cannon, Kim. Don't you know that by now?
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not.
All right, well, these are both great answers. Even after all this time, I still don't really understand who you are, what your angle is. I answer from my own actions. I don't hide behind some faceless organization. And as soon as this conversation... Oh, Mr. Weeble, you came at such a weird time. I was just going to say, as soon as this conversation with Joyce is done, then we're ending the stream. But the raid. Thank you, Raiders. Let's, hold on. I think I can... Hold on. Did we do it? Raid? Oh, there we go. Okay. Someone already did it. We disabled followers mode. Good. Okay. Come on in, Raiders. Come on in. Unfortunately, I gotta give you a warning. If you don't want to be spoiled by this game, we're like getting pretty close to the end here. We got one more stream probably of this. So, thank you for the raid. You know what? Son of a bitch. What am I doing? What? Just do it, Zeke. Just do it. Do the thing.
It's a raid! The Mr. Weevil raid is here! Oh, my hammer! It's all the way over there! Oh, okay. There we go! I've got something to defend the raid! It's a foam sword, bitches!
of my fucking, my normal raid over, like, that fell over and the handle's way over there, so I couldn't get it without rolling over my pug. Alright, thank you for the raid. Come on in, guys. We're almost done here. We're finishing up this conversation with Joyce, and then we'll call it a day. And we'll continue this on Thursday, I believe, for the last time. First time for the last time. Alright, Despider's words. What'd you guys say? Did you guys pick? Oh, I guess. Oh, this isn't something you can pick. There we go. I don't have it. It glitched out. Glitched out. All right. What do we say to her? We say, I answer for my own actions. I don't hide behind some faceless organization.
Here I am. I am the face, and I'm here to answer. Rejoice Layton.
Understood.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Crenel's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves.
Done and done.
Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move? Where?
Soon.
How?
I do not know precisely.
Who?
They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane.
In the membrane.
I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Isn't everybody a little insane?
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Wow, thank you.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
You're over-radiated?
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing.
Oh.
And I've got it bad.
Okay.
She would die to return to it.
Okay.
The Pale. The past.
Got it.
Anything one can return to.
How can you keep it together? How do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola. The Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Islary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
All right. Goodbye. Okay. I'm gonna say this one. That seems like the fun one. Goodbye, nether creature of the forbidden swamp.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
All right.
The lieutenant
with that,
watches
she's gone.
the boat grow smaller on the bay. Its white sails fluttering. Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.
And it's snowing. Okay. So, it is almost midnight in game. Okay. Before we close out, because I don't want to forget this, I want to make sure I remember, like, the dude said that the headless whatever of Faln will appear at midnight, or like legends say blah blah blah.
Tequila Sunset.
Yeah, Fallen Rider. Here we go.
The tale I'm about to tell. There are many
Are you telling us?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary.
The streets are warm and the harbor's dark.
Our heroine finds herself in... What she doesn't know is that her piece is about to be...
A horse?
Well, yes.
The pause.
Right.
With no head on his shoulders.
Okay.
Wearing a found tracksuit. Searching for the legend...
Super spooky.
Yes. According to legend, young Gertrude Het had to endure years. Gertrude Het may have been the...
Tell him about the tooth.
Fuck, Rosemary.
Hmm.
What?
I've read the case.
Right. The wind picks up.
Two women stand on a small outcrop.
Legend has it.
The women are caught in the
Where
dark
is it?
when she sees something.
Yeah,
but there
it's
is
after the
no
story.
lightning. Ula makes a run for the...
Yep.
Her body is never recovered.
Right.
Word on the street is that she...
Right.
Gave herself...
Yeah.
That part.
See? Told you.
Right.
Anyway, that's the story of the Headless Foul Rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
There we go. Whatever became.
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day, and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight.
There it is. The canal, which is what the thing I crossed, right? Canal at midnight.
He won't, though.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
Okay. So. Nope. Okay. I just want to do this. I want to be there real quick at midnight. I think I can. Oh, wait. No, I got it. Hold on. There's a bench right here that I can rest at. Oh. That's right. I gotta go around.
The worn and beaten wood.
We can sit on benches.
Oh, when the lieutenant is gone. Right, okay, so... I kind of want him to be here for that. So, I know I think I can read books to pass the time. Pretty sure. I know I've been in here before. No, I haven't gotten the helmet yet. I don't want to give him the jacket. I want to keep that goddamn jacket. It's a nice jacket. And it completes my goddamn outfit. Really ties my look together. Does it not?
This trap's not too. The reeds bend forlornly toward
Snow
the
covers,
sand.
blah, blah, blah. Got
The
it.
constant, distant song. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Yep.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
You getting tired?
No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just...
Okay. So this is the canal. Oh. Faint smell of soldering, melted insulation, nylon, and ozone. Low rumble of a bass beat. Your heart repeats it.
The gnarled hawthorn tree.
Okay. All right. So, Chad, I want you to tell me, is this the canal? If you know. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, let's find a... There we go.
The Greatest Innocence. By browsing through the book, your educational survey is done. It seems rather unfair to try again after you already know the answers. But sure, if this makes you feel better, here we go again. A pop quiz is a short thanks for nothing.
Oh, 2355. That really
Dolores Day.
did it. Oh, God.
Incorrect. Dolores Day. Her colors are steer clear of this one. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day. Correct. Nothing much as the first innocence. Question 2. Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. Correct. Franco Negro attempted.
Okay.
Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Incorrect.
Nope.
Kedra. Correct.
There it is.
The most
Fuck,
famous
I'm 11
and
minutes over. Oh my
important
God.
of these was Elena. Final stretch. You've come correct. Everything from Inter Iso and Morbi. Congratulate an A. You really know, but endless try.
Okay. Am I too, I must be too far past it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea.
This trap's not to the reeds bend, the constant, nothing but
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done. Of course. No.
Okay. Oh. There was another one over here. Wasn't there? Wasn't there another glow? There it is. Okay. There. Okay. Quick save. And... No, we're not. I guess not. Kim! Kim! Stop walking on air, Kim!
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? 3 days ago, during that time.
Just not past time?
There's a strong prejudice again. Just to be clear. You mean like a brief? There's no reason. 3 days ago.
No, that has not passed time. Okay.
During that time. Okay then. Good.
Okay. Okay. So...
You hold in your hand the colorful primer.
Kim!
Good.
The alphabet. Every page has one word. A is for H is for home. Q is for... That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Fuck. Oh, shit! That really advanced the time. Holy moly. Okay. So I'm at 23:56. I still need to advance like 4 minutes. Okay. So we got nothing but fallen gear on. Okay. No, walking around does not pass time. You have to do lines of dialogue.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking.
What do you mean?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation.
Oh.
In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle.
Okay.
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one...
Yes, but containers contain.
Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess.
Oh, there we go. 58. That's a minute.
Yes?
No response. He's having trouble processing.
Okay, forget it.
Moment passes.
What about me?
I think it has to be new
I'm
dialogue.
half Seolite.
Oh, there we go.
I don't speak a word of Seolite, and I've never met good.
Oh, man. I need to pass
Yes?
one more minute of time.
Excuse me? Detective, if I may be...
Oh, so you're an unaccountable wreck who has to be supervised?
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. Please do.
The lieutenant is pretty...
There we go. Okay, here we are at midnight. On the canal. So, and walking around does not use up your time at all, so I can explore as much as I want.
The headless fallen rider. He could appear at any minute.
Alrighty.
Please tell me we are not here to look for a headless man in a
Shut up,
tracksuit
Tim!
riding a horse.
We're doing this!
Because there's no such thing.
Don't listen to the lieutenant. He doesn't know anything.
We'll just wait and see.
There's nothing to wait for.
What?
We should get some rest.
Shut up.
It's been a long day.
No. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes just in case.
Yes, stay. What's a few more minutes going to hurt?
Right.
There, we waited. Nothing happened. Happy now?
Mm-mm. This has made me unspeakably happy.
I know myths and legends are enticing, but in the end they're just stories for children, to teach them lessons or to frighten them. Let's go. It's very late. We should be resting already. Tomorrow will be another tough day.
That's it? I even wore all the stuff. That's upsetting. All right. Screw you, Inland Empire. Yeah, maybe I have to do it without Kim. That's possible as well.